So, this might seem like something out of a preschool lesson plan, but it's actually a lot more complicated than you might think. So, another question. How many of you guys take a foreign language? Okay, so most of you. And in your first year of that language, you probably had a day where your teacher said, okay, today we're going to learn the colors. So red is rojo, yellow is jaune, green is grün, the list goes on. So each color in these languages has a direct equivalent in English, but that's not always the case. So, so now I'm going to introduce to you a language that probably not many of you know. It's called Himba. It's a Bantu language and it's spoken in Namibia. So pretend you're taking a Himba class at Wellesley High School. So you're in the classroom, 7:30, double block Himba, the worst class, right? Yeah. So you're sitting there trying to keep your eyes open. When your teacher says something that makes you wake up a little bit, she says that there are only 5 colors. Okay, so there's red, orange, yellow, green, blue. But what about purple or black or white? Where did those colors come? Well, the answer is, or the reason why this is true, is that Himba actually has colors that correspond to a variety of colors in English. So for example, the word zuzu can correspond to darker colors such as dark green, dark blue, or even dark red and black. So as you can see from this example, color terms aren't quite as black and white, pun intended, as I said. So on a more serious note, there's a problem with Himba. Himba is one of over 6,000 endangered languages in the world. Now, this might seem a little weird to you, but yes, languages can also become extinct or endangered. According to the Linguistic Society of America, an endangered language is one that is likely to become extinct in the near future. Just like plants and animals, languages can be endangered. And you guys already have a lot of experience with endangered and extinct languages. So take Latin. I know some of you study Latin in here, and so you guys all know that Latin is a dead language, and except in the Vatican, where it remains a spoken language. Which, actually, side note, if you want Latin, check out the Pope's tweets. He tweets in Latin among 6 other languages. I thought that was interesting. So, back on track. So the thing that sets Latin apart from Himba is that Latin has living relatives that are global languages. For example, Portuguese, Spanish, and French. Himba, though it has a lot of linguistic relatives, those aren't necessarily global languages like Spanish or French are. So why is this a problem? Why is losing languages a bad thing? In my opinion, there are 2 main reasons. One main reason is that languages such as Himba provide us with a really nuanced understanding of the way the human brain processes the world around you. So for example, say your language had 2 different colors for blue. When you looked at blue, you would have to be more sensitive to discern between these shades of blue. So like this, we can use languages to help us learn about how the human brain processes the world. Another example of this, of how languages help us, is one of my favorite examples. So languages, in my opinion, are like cells, and they contain DNA that can tell you a lot about what words were like in the past and what the speakers of that language were like in the past. So an example that I really like to use is that in the past decade, according to National Geographic, it has been found that there are connections between the Yeniseic branch of languages in Central Siberia and the Na-Dene language branch in North America. So if you haven't connected the dots already, that means speakers of the Na-Dene languages descended from the ancestors of speakers of Yeniseic languages, which proves one of my favorite theories, the theory that Native Americans crossed over from Central Siberia into America through a land bridge, which is across what is in the current day the Bering Strait. It's probably not as exciting to you as it is to me, but I just find that really fascinating. So as you can see, something as small as language families can actually have a really large application and tell you about human migration, which is a pretty big topic in today's scientific research. So why is this happening? In my opinion, one of the biggest reasons why this happens is globalization. Now, you guys know a lot about globalization, I know you, and it's a good thing. It has a lot of pluses. It helps spread positive ideas and products around the world, and it makes each one of us feel more a part of a global community. But the downside of globalization is that sometimes big cultures that tend to be bigger and have more prevalence economically or fiscally tend to drown out the smaller voices in the world. So as English speakers, I'm sure you're familiar with the fact that in a lot of other foreign countries, the second language that a lot of people take is English. And so it's globalization of specific languages like this that causes other languages to kind of be pushed to the back burner. So I consider it our responsibility to ensure that English doesn't dominate the world and that we can still preserve the smaller languages, because they do tell us a lot of information. So how do you do this? Well, here I have, it's really easy. Just be curious and learn and be interested. Here I have linked some websites that can help you get started. Now, I'm not asking you to learn a full language, a full endangered language. That's not realistic. What I am asking you to do is to research, to learn about the culture, and even learn a few words, because you have to remember, even if you don't think you can do anything to change this problem, every word you learn of an endangered language is one more piece of history that will not be lost. Thank you.